Welcome to the Spills Watch Party, where we unpack the biggest shows and movies that everyone is talking about. My name's Courtney Abenhauser. I'm an executive producer here at Mamamia. And today I am joined by
Ksenia Lukic, and I am the host of Mamamia's entertainment podcast, The Spill.
And Tina Burke. I am Mamamia's pop culture and social editor.
So this podcast is your companion to all your new favourite TV shows and films. Basically, you watch it and then you come here and deep dive with us. We're going to be getting into all of the gossip, all of the nitty-gritty of the behind the scenes. And today we're talking about one of the most highly anticipated shows of the year. Drumroll, please. Nobody Wants This, Season 2.
Yes!
Okay, so Series 2 of this hit comes out on Thursday, October 23, and we are beside ourselves with excitement. And I know you feel the same way. So on the agenda today, firstly, we're going to catch you up on where we left off at the end of Season 1. Then we're going to make sure you're ready for Season 2 with exactly what's happening for all of the characters, including a romance that we thought maybe was blossoming, but actually it's not going to go anywhere. Plus, we're going to reveal what's in store for the next season and who's going to be joining the cast. But before we jump in, I want to ask you guys, why did you think it was such a big hit?
Okay, I loved this series, and I actually rewatched the first season because I was just wanting to kind of remind myself why I liked it, and also why it had such an amazing response globally and from the fans. And I think the biggest thing about it was such a breath of fresh air as a rom-com. Like, it was new, and you know, we explored interfaith relationships, which I think is something that we don't see a lot of on television. I think the chemistry between Joanne and Noah was just so palpable, and I think that really drew audiences in and made them feel like they were a part of this love story.
I agree, Ksenia. The chemistry was just, it was tangible. You could almost hold her.
Those kisses.
Oh, that damn kiss.
That damn kiss.
Beautiful.
What about you, TV? What did you think?
I also felt like this show was like tailor-made for me, but I do think that the reason people loved it so much was there was this incredible like nostalgia and just caliber of casting. Like, you've finally given Adam Brody the chance to be a leading man in adulthood. Like, we fell in love with him as a teen, and then he's been in all these indie projects, and like bringing him back in this kind of role was just perfection. You know, amazing with Kristen Bell. I think Justine from Succession, Timothy from Veep, like, you just had a really solid cast, and the script was so tight that there was never a moment where you felt like, I'm bored, I want to look at my phone. Like, it just kept bringing that drama, and the charisma and everything was really wonderful between these characters. And then I think the thing for me that I saw so many people talking about that I related to was that it was just a really healthy, lovely, communicative romantic relationship on screens, especially for two people in their 40s. And it wasn't really like their age was a sticking point. It was just really nice to see when we often see rom-coms that are like third act tension, drama, breakups. Like, this was really well-rounded characters.
Yeah, and it's like it's never even mentioned that they're in their 40s, and that is really not. And again, that's the part of it that is such a breath of fresh air for people, because it doesn't feel like we're focusing on their age. They're just dating, and you know, when they have an issue, they address it. It's not like this, you know, so that trope in rom-coms so often where it's like, I'm not going to tell them, and then they find out and they have the big fight, and then like it's very How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that really tropey rom-com, and that this show doesn't have that.
Yeah, so much more realistic, at least what we'd all aspire to be realistic in our dating lives.
Agree. And when they do hit a snag in the relationship, like you said, Tina, they just communicate and they work through it, and it's healthy.
Very, I mean, as healthy as I've seen on screen anyway.
Same.
Yeah. We could all aim to be like Joanne.
Totally.
Although, I mean, like the meet cute is still pretty unrealistic.
Yeah, and they still got all of those like beautiful romantic moments in there without kind of compromising on the communication. Like,
I know.
The kiss with the taking of the ice cream and putting it down and playing the song, like, that's not happening to any of us, but boy, can we dream.
Yeah, we could still, like, we're saying it's realistic for a rom-com. We still also like the non-realism behind it.
Yeah, we want to keep those moments in.
Yeah, let's like still all dream about those cute,
about love.
About those meet cutes.
Absolutely. Okay, Ksenia, do you want to kick us off with the origin story of Nobody Wants This?
I absolutely do. Erin Foster, who's the writer and creator of the show, is basically this whole story was inspired by her own love life with her now husband, Simon Tickman, who is Jewish. And she was the Gentile. Gentile is obviously a non-Jewish person. And, you know, on their first date, sort of back in 2018, he was said, you know, I really like you, but I have to marry someone who is Jewish. And the biggest reason for that, and a lot of the reason why in Judaism that is very important, is because Judaism is passed down through the mother. So usually if the woman isn't, your kids will not be Jewish. So if that's something that's really important to them, then, you know, that's kind of what they need to do.
We saw it in Sex and the City, right?
We did.
We've seen this narrative play out before.
But this has been a little bit more like
totally
nitty-gritty, goes into the details, how it all happens.
It goes into the details. Now, Erin Foster.
I was going to say, please fill us in on who she is. For those who are listening and they're like, Erin Foster, who is that?
So she's actually a Nepo baby herself. I don't know if you guys knew this.
I actually didn't know.
She is the child of David Foster. Yes, the David Foster who married Yolanda.
Yes.
Gigi and Bella Hadid's mum.
Does that make her stepsisters to them?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, she was for a while until they divorced.
Well, because they're not biologically related.
Right.
But
okay.
but her mum was a model, Rebecca Dyer. So she's kind of been in the industry for a while. She is very in that industry. Simon is not and didn't really want this show to happen at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
And initially, the title of the show was going to be called Shiksa. So shiksa is a Yiddish word which is often used in like a slightly derogatory way, which is another word for like Gentiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I feel like now that I've set you up a little bit, now we can go into our season 1 recap.
Okay. TB, I feel like you've been quiet over there. I want to hear what's going on in your brain. What happened in season 1? For anyone who's just tuning in, they're like, you know what, I missed the boat, but I want to just start where the culture's at. Can you fill them in on what went down in season 1 of Nobody Wants This?
Absolutely, I can. I mean, obviously, as Ksenia said, it's a beautiful rom-com, but spread out over a number of episodes. So it was like actually good quality, great chemistry, really funny rom-com from the get-go to the very end. So when we started, we met Noah, who was played by everybody's teen crush, Adam Brody, who we all love so much.
Hands up if you had an I Heart Seth Cohen shirt from Supre.
Oh my gosh, cute. I wish I had one now.
So do I
love Adam
actually.
Brody so much. Oh. And like we knew him as a teen, and he's obviously had quite an indie career. He's moved up along, and then now he's back in like a rom-com role. So it was very exciting. But so he came along to us as Noah, and the season sort of started with the fact that he, you know, goes home one day and his girlfriend Rebecca has found and put on an engagement ring. He has not proposed to her, but she's put it on and she's like, we're engaged. Great. This is the next step of our relationship. And that just makes him realize that like, no, I'm not ready for this and I don't want this with you. So they break up. Simultaneously, we've got the beautiful Kristen Bell playing Joanne, and her sister Morgan, who's played by Justine Lupe. They've got a podcast together. The podcast is, you know.
Oh my God, it's us.
It's us.
I don't want to say it.
It's a bunch of girls. So it's a podcast about their lives, but it does lean quite heavily into dating and sex. So on the one hand,
not us.
sorry, not us. She's there talking about her life with her sister, you know, really like honest, open conversations about being women. But then Noah is a rabbi and obviously part of quite a conservative community. They are both finding themselves single, going to dinner with a group of friends all in their 40s, and they cross paths.
So cute. And then there's another storyline that's happening underneath. Ksenia, do you want to walk us through what's going on there?
I do. I just want to state my very favourite line from the end of the season. Those fucking sisters have got to go. And that is from Bina, who is Noah's mother. And she is like your classic Jewish mum. And it's just my favourite thing ever.
Yeah.
So I just had to throw that in there because I just loved it. I would say there's like the story B for me is the relationship between Sasha and Morgan. So Sasha plays Noah's brother. You may also know him. He's also a Noah in Veep, the Julia Louis-Dreyfus show. If you ever watched Veep.
Yes. Tall,
very
hilarious,
tall.
very weird man.
I think he's probably my absolute favourite character in that show. I think he's hilarious.
Agree. Yeah.
And Morgan. And there's this kind of will they, won't they relationship. They start to kind of develop feelings for each other. And we end up with a lot of like hiding in bathrooms, trying to like hide this relationship from his wife. Esther,
Yeah.
played by Jackie Ton.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where we leave off with them.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of the season, we kind of have this big bar mitzvah. That's where those fucking sisters have to go line happens.
Great place to say something like that too, you know, a teen's religious celebration.
Well,
That's where drama goes down.
Bar mitzvahs, I've never been to a bar mitzvah. I have been to a few Jewish weddings and they're the best fun ever.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, we kind of see that the two of them realize that culturally they're not going to work. They break up.
The writing's on the wall. They
And
go.
then Courtney, what happens?
Oh, well, then he gets the big. Have we mentioned the big job that he gets yet?
Yeah, so obviously in the middle there, he obviously was hoping to get like head rabbi at his synagogue. His former rabbi steps down, tells him he's got the gig, and that's sort of where the conversation comes to a head of, if we're going to stay together, you will need to convert. And at first Joanne's like, okay, great. And she and her friends, there's like great scenes where they're in a bar Googling like how to become Jewish, 6-week course. And they sort of try to figure out, you know, how could this work for her? And at first she's like, great, cool. She shows up at the bar mitzvah. She's like, I'm converting. I want to be with you. And in the span of that hours-long celebration, she realizes she's not doing it because she wants to. She's just doing it because she wants to be with him. And that's not really enough for her to be, you know, the wife of the rabbi. And Rebecca sort of pulls her aside and says, you know, this was something I really, really wanted. And if you don't want it and you're not ready for it, it's not going to work out for you. So she makes the like brave sacrifice to be like, well, I don't want to make you choose and I would never make you choose. So I'm leaving. And she leaves him and she says goodbye and we're all sad.
We're so sad.
And then she gets the weird bus home and then he's waiting by her car. Because he does want to be with her.
And we know when that bus zooms past, as soon as she gets off, we're like, he better bloody be
like,
there.
he better be behind the bus. He better be. And he is.
And there's our guy.
But I guess the thing is, you know, it's kind of that like classic rom-com trope of third act breakup. And, oh, we got back together. Everything's happily ever after. But now we actually get to see season 2 because it's enough to say, oh, I want to be with you. But like, what does happen after when you go, oh, nothing matters. We're going to stay together.
Well, they don't really talk about like what the solution is. They're kind of just like, let's just see how it goes. And as Rebecca says, she's like, being the wife of a rabbi is really, really
it's no joke.
hard work. Like you are a representative of the community of, you know, you need to be practicing Shabbat, you need to be kosher. Like there's so many things that come along with that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we left off on season 1.
Before we dive into what we think might happen in the next season, I wanted to ask you guys about why you think this show was such a hit. And do we think it would land the same this year?
Yes.
Resounding yes from Ksenia.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Well, Tina, you just told me that you rewatched it and still loved it.
I did. I rewatched it and I was like, oh, maybe it won't be as good, but it still holds up. Like I think the chemistry between the two leads.
It's only been like 6 months.
It's only been a few months, but it does still hold up for me. Like, you know, sometimes we get sucked into binge watching stuff and like it's one after the other and it's all exciting and there's a big cultural moment. But when I sat back down to watch it, I was still like laughing out loud at the one-liners from all the side characters too. Like it's not just the leads, but everything is so well written and you can kind of see, you know, if you know anything about the Foster sisters, like Sarah Foster's actual personality comes through a lot in Morgan on the show. Like it really does bring out all of these individual people as whole characters. They're not just like thrown in on the side. So it's just this really well written, beautiful story. And I think as well, the Adam Brody of it all, you can't really beat it. Like,
yeah, he's so hot.
He's so
dreamy.
beautiful.
Speaking
so charming.
Yes.
Of Adam Brody.
Please do go on.
Should we go into the resurrection?
I mean, millennials everywhere have just rejoiced with him back, gracing our screens. We loved him in the OC. And we get to love him all over again 20 years later.
OGs also love him as Dave Rogowski in Gilmore Girls.
So
pre the OC.
Wow.
Pre the OC.
The originator of Christmaker.
Exactly.
So true. And I feel like that was the first time that I ever saw like a beta male on TV and I was like, you're hot. I have a crush on you. And there was Ryan. And a lot of my friends were, you're either a Seth or Ryan person.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's when I knew I liked cute nerds.
Yes. You're in the cute nerd pipipeline.
I feel like he was nerdy, but not in a super nerdy way, but
he
in
had
like a
plastic
really
toy
endearing.
horse.
He had a
That's
toy horse.
okay.
And I support it as a
real-
grown up with other trinkets and such.
It's okay. You have a Labubu on your desk.
I do. Like cancelled, I guess. Sorry.
So obviously Pat played Seth Cohen.
Yeah.
From 2003 to 2007. For some reason in my mind, Penn Badgley and Adam Brody are like the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No, I
Melded
agree with
into
you.
one.
For some reason, I get them confused.
I agree, and have like in John Tucker Must Die, I wanted the other Tucker.
Yes. See, nerdy pipeline.
This is who I am who I am. What can I say?
But obviously, like Adam Brody then had the connection to Gossip Girl, and like both of those shows were made by the same man. And then, you know, Adam Brody marries Leighton Meester. I see how it gets messed up in your mind. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
all
Thank you for
hanging out.
understanding me.
I always understand.
And they are friends.
Yes.
Everyone's
Yeah.
friends. Well, Leighton Meester is obviously married to Adam Brody.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that
Yes.
a little bit later.
Yeah.
But Kristen Bell really wanted Adam Brody to be her love interest because they're friends. I find that like a little bit weird.
Have they ever played opposite each other before, or are they just mates? And she was like,
They've worked together before, but isn't it quite funny if you're kind of in charge of casting and you're mates and you're in relationships and you're like, I want you to play my love interest.
I want to kiss you.
It's kind of like authorized cheating.
I wonder how Dax Shepard feels about that. But I do think, like, I like Kristen Bell for that. I like that she just went, you know what, I have the chance to cast someone and I'm going to pick the one man that I know every millennial woman will be happy to see on screen.
gosh.
She made a good decision.
She made a great decision. Their chemistry is, you know, it pops off the screen.
And he's had a great career. I mean, he's been in all these indie projects, but even when he's been in horror films, like the TikTok girls are just making edits of how charming they think he is. Like he's really been, people have been waiting for him to come back in a rom-com. So I think that this was just, they made a good decision.
Yeah.
Even if it was just to kiss a friend that she thought was a bit cute.
But do you know what I really love about this? I only found out about this recently. So the casting agents really wanted to audition a bunch of other people to play Joanne's love interest. Kristen wanted Adam, but Adam is offer only.
Can you imagine? What a treat. Offer only, like just sitting at home,
No
getting phone
interview
calls.
required.
You're married to Leighton Meester. You're having a great time. Oh, to be Adam Brody.
But that's actually quite, like, I know actors get to a certain stage and that's it, but it's a big risk for studios. And to be fair, I know Adam's done a lot of stuff, you know, indie-wise, but in terms of big roles, it's not.
Yeah, and not at the level Kristen had, obviously. Like she's been on The Good Place for years, which is also like a massive Netflix hit. You're right. Like Adam wasn't quite as big of a deal before Nobody Wants This came out as he'd once been. So that was a big risk and it paid off for them. But yeah, offer only. Wow. I thought he must have gone in there and just like blown people away.
Offer only.
Wow, imagine.
But apparently what sold them was, you know, the scene where they're opening the wine bottle?
Yes.
So Adam couldn't open the wine bottle at all.
So he's just like a little bit weak and that's what's sealed the deal for him.
Actually, Adam couldn't open the wine bottle.
And they were like, perfect, you're hired.
Not Noah. So that was like the whole bit.
It's almost like it was like method acting but on accident.
Yes.
Like
I've had many
it's
times.
just him.
I've had many times where I can't open a wine bottle.
Okay, well, let's move on and chat about what we've heard about season 2. So they finished filming in May, and as I said, it's coming out next Thursday, October 23rd. Do you guys have any theories about where you think the storyline might go, TB?
So we do know that Erin Foster's kind of spoken about the fact that there was that sibling subplot where there might be, you know, a hint of romance. For me as a viewer, I did see that as like Morgan reading into their weird texting dynamic and Sasha being a bit more just scared of his wife. So I didn't necessarily see it as the siblings like both having feelings for each other. I did see it more as like maybe, and as she said many times, Morgan had, you know, never really been friends with a boy before. She like had bad relationships. She was having a divorce. Like, so I think from her perspective, maybe she was a little flirty. I don't know that he was. And now Erin Foster's kind of addressed that they want to steer away from that. She's admitted they lent into it, but that they don't want to go there because it would make the rest of the characters have these actual sad, bad storylines and they want to keep it light and fun.
Well, I did see chemistry between them.
Yeah.
And I did think that Sasha had feelings for her.
Okay, yes.
I really saw that. And it kind of upset me because I was like, even if Rebecca, like they have this happy marriage when we meet them.
Yeah.
Like they've got a beautiful daughter. She's just turned 13. Like I don't really want to see that. And I like Morgan and I like Sasha. I don't want to like.
Yeah, we didn't want to go down that road
we
to
don't
break up a
need
happy
to.
marriage. Yeah.
We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy to see Erin say that they're not doing that.
Yeah. They're steering away.
I wonder what they'll do, like how they'll approach it, because I could read into that and see what you're talking about, Ksenia, and I was like, okay, this could be something like the bathroom calls. I'm like, that's a little clandestine if you ask me. It's a little under the radar.
I think I just
But-
wanted to pretend it wasn't happening.
La,
So
la,
I was
la,
like,
la.
no, it's not. It's fine.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You also we also want to be able to go, can they just be friends? Can that be
Yes.
real?
Yeah.
But the
as you
bathroom
say,
thing
like,
did make me go, maybe.
Yeah, I have many male friends and I've never hid in a bathroom pretending to talk to them so that my partner wouldn't find out. Like that to
Yes.
me is
Yeah.
you think you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And that irked me.
I think they knew it would upset her, like his wife, that she would not like it, which again is, yeah, that's a problem. You shouldn't be doing anything that you think is going to upset your partner. But I like that they're going to lean away from it. How, I don't know, because as you pointed out at the bar mitzvah, Bina says that the girls have to go, and that's a direct result of them reading the text messages between these two. So that's
plural
going to
girls.
have to be somehow neatly wrapped up, I guess.
Well, that's the perfect segue into our new characters because there are a couple of new characters that we think may be Morgan's love interests.
Yes.
So we can kind of talk about them.
yes.
One who stands out to me, whomst I love, is Alex Karpovsky, I think is how you say it. It's Ray
Yeah.
from Girls.
Love.
Loved him as the perfect cynic, mwah, 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 delicious in Girls. And I'm really excited to see who this character is. And I hope that he has that a similar amount of attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be another rabbi.
Yeah.
Big Noah. So
Big
there
Noah.
might be a bit of
bit of rabbi tension.
bit of rabbi rivalry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then I think that for Morgan's love interests, we're looking at Miles Fowler and Arian Moyad.
Yeah, Miles is really fantastic in Bottoms if you haven't seen it. I don't know how – I mean, he's very funny, so I think he'll suit right in with the comedic cast, but I think he's a bit younger than her as well, so that could be really interesting if he's one of her potential, love interests. I also like that he's joining as part of the basketball team. Like, they're really pushing this basketball
I
team.
love the basketball team.
Yeah.
I think it's really wholesome. What are they called again? I forget.
The matzo ballers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, it's a fun pun. It's a fun pun.
It's a very LA thing
To
to
play
be in
b-ball.
pickup basketball teams.
Yeah.
Like Adam Sandler loves a pickup basketball team.
What's
like-
a pickup basketball team
it
versus a
it's
normal
just
basketball
like
team?
a pickup,
Important.
A pickup basketball team is like sometimes the team changes around a little bit, but it's a very casual game. So
Okay.
you play. It's like more matey
Right.
rather than
a
a league.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But they're clearly feeling very leaguey with their uniforms and their vibes.
Yeah, they're the most serious pickup team.
But I liked that because, I'd go support. I want to see the matzo ballers win
It's
a game.
important
Sure.
that men have hobbies.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about the most important new character.
Dish, go
Huge.
on.
You go on.
Leighton Meester? Is that who you're thinking?
That is who I'm thinking.
Crazy.
Famously married to Adam Brody as well.
Yes.
Joining the cast as Joanne's high school nemesis. I hear drama.
I am obsessed with this for the Gossip Girl OC crossover of it all, as everyone is. But if you don't know, Kristen Bell was the voice of Gossip Girl, and Leighton Meester obviously played Blair Waldorf on Gossip Girl. And then if you don't actually also know, Erin Foster was on the OC for a little bit, and then Adam Brody was on the OC. So it's this weird amalgamation of all of these beautiful teen moments. And I love that now Gossip Girl and Blair Waldorf feuding in another universe. That's great.
It's kind of like fan fiction.
Yeah. It's like I sat down one day with my little laptop on AO3 and went, here's what I have to say.
Yeah, it's like an
Make it happen.
incestuous 2000s crossover.
Yeah, beautiful. We just need someone from One Tree Hill. Anybody would do.
Who does Erin Foster play in the OC? Can you remember?
She is the redheaded lady from the public school that Marissa is sent to. She's with Volchak when he crashes the car. Yeah, she's the girl who does the gun mimic to Marissa.
Stop.
Deep cut here. Yes. Oh, beautiful song.
Yeah, wow.
I feel like every time people mention the gun that I have to say that line.
Yes.
But Leighton Meester is going to be playing the high school nemesis. So she's a mummy blogger, which I feel like works
That's-
really, really well.
Yes.
I remember I was talking to a friend about this and they were like, oh, I don't really believe do people in their 40s still have high school nemesises? Or
I
middle
think you could
school
have a nemesis at any age.
And I said, absolutely.
I'm trying to think if I have one. Do you guys have
Yes.
any? What did she do to you?
Made my life hell
Oh.
for 2 years.
Oh, no. So if you
but
ran
it's
into
fine.
her.
It's fine. I'm winning.
Yes. See, this is the energy I think we're going to have in Nobody
Yeah.
Wants This. I need battling it out to
It's going-
gorgeous 40-something women being
Yeah.
I hate you still. Love
It's like
that.
my mummy blog versus your sexy podcast.
Yes, very true.
But I feel
Yes.
like some of those things can cut really deep.
Yeah.
Even though we're mature adults now,
We're all just
Some of-
wounded little babies underneath it all, though, aren't we?
we are.
wrong.
Yeah.
I also have to wonder, like, who was the one that did the wrong thing? Because in season
So
1, the
true.
sisters joke about being mean popular girls. So I'm like, wait, is Leighton Meester the one who was bullied? Or was Kristen Bell? We'll see.
Or they bully
Or
each
did they bully
other.
each other and
Maybe they just
maybe they were
hated each other.
competitive? Who
Maybe
knows?
they like had the same like boyfriend at some point or like
Maybe.
dated the same guy.
Classic. But I do love that Adam Brody and Leighton Meester just keep casting each other in their shows now. For a while, they sort of just pretended they had never even met. If they were on a red carpet together, they were like, who's that? But then like Leighton and Adam were in Australia and they filmed Good Cop, Bad Cop. And now he's in her, like she's in his show. I'm like, you guys are cute.
It's good for
They're so
scheduling.
cute. Yeah,
it's good for kids.
it's good for husband and wife. They can share a room.
So true. That would bring the cost down.
Yeah.
So series 2 of this runaway hit comes out on Thursday, October 23, and we are beside ourselves with excitement. It's going to be huge. We know you're excited as well.
There are 10 episodes in season 2, and the Watch Party podcast eps will be available in your feed straight after the episodes air. So we are going to be there and ready waiting for you.